I'll just do a little introduction so the viewers can know exactly that we have somebody in the house, somebody iconic. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Kelly D Talk Show. And Kelly D Talk Show is all about giving people that opportunity to talk about their business and talk about what life has actually given to them that they think that they can also share it out to entice and empower other youngsters who are thinking to take the same direction. And with me today, I have an amazing guest. He's been someone that I truly admire for over 4 to 5 years. And to be honest, my journey with this person has been amazing. And I thought it wise that I could bring this person up on the podcast so he could tell us about his business. Because Kelly D Talk Show is also about business. And we have no other person than Mr. Emmanuel Fiorito. And his brand name, I won't have to bring that out. I will let him dish that out for us. Mr. Emmanuel, welcome on the show.
Welcome. Thank you for the introduction, man. Very, very bright. Yeah. Thank you for having me. I'm really glad in a way also to see you shine and, keep on carrying on with what, you promised me long ago. So it's a pleasure to be part of this. It's a pleasure to share the experience of the business, but at the same time, it's also a pleasure to see you doing well. So I'm very glad for this. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the compliment, though. I'm still trying, like I've always been. And to be honest, we know how beautiful Dubai is. We know that Dubai is full of a lot of opportunities, and there are a lot people can achieve, especially if they are business oriented. And that was why I find you to be a fit for a show like this, to tell about your business and how it is going and what product it actually provides to the public, because you never know, someone might see you through here and make and patronize your business. So what do you have to tell us, like the business name and what the business provide? And
Yeah, obviously. I mean, my brand is a men tailoring brand called Don Fiorito. Of course, surname is mine. The Don part came out. I want to have something that is linked to me. I always love my surname, but my name is Emanuele. So Emanuele Fiorito. Yes, it might be sound stylish, posh in a way, but I want to have something small to go with Fiorito. And I always love suit, always love tailoring. I come from southern part of Italy where you see a suit is a lifestyle. Everybody's wearing a blazer regardless of the day of the week, of the occasion. So this is in our culture. So Don, in a way, is somebody who's always well dressed, maybe a little older in age, and so this is what I want to recall every time I want people mention my brand name. So yeah, so Don Fiorito came to life in 2020 during the pandemic. I tried before to launch a brand in 2017 in Dubai. Didn't go very well because I think the shift of industry back then, which was hospitality, was not yet tangible, was not yet realistic for me to do. I really had to go back and learn everything about the industry. I want to jump into it, which then lead me in 2020, where pandemic happened. We had time to stay home, force it. So this is where you put the idea together, and then in August in 2020, I launched Don Fiorito. A lot of people closed business. A lot of people lost their job. I was blessed to, in a way, keep a job partially, of course, with all the condition of the pandemic. But then Don Fiorito was born in 2020. Yeah, funny enough. Yeah.
that means 2019, when the COVID came, it was like your time to go back, sit and re-strategize and see how you can get something out there that will be able to sell itself. And that's when you came up with Don Fiorito.
Yeah, it was not about selling.
Or the previous, no, I mean like, because the main purpose of brands is to be able to see that these brands can sell themselves, right?
Yeah, I think I maybe push this a little back because I do believe, yes, the bottom line is important. You want to sell something to the people. It might be a service, it might be a product, it might be a brand, yourself, anything that at the end make money. That's how we eventually live. The idea was never about making money. I think it was more to bring out a passion that I had since I remember, since I was young.
This is the passion for fashion.
Correct. This was the actual goal. Did I thought about money? Of course, you everything that we do, there is always an exchange of.
Exchange of.
This is a human nature.
Yeah.
I respect you because you respect me. I love you because you love me. We're very conditional. So therefore, I think it's also the business part of this. It's I give you something because you give me money, or I give you something because you give me money.
Trade by barter.
Yeah. But obviously, I'd be naive if I say, no, this was not in my mind. No, of course it was in my mind, but was never the main goal, because I had a job, I had a career already. I was working in hospitality. So for me, it was more of, how can I bring this passion to life? And all the excuses that I found, during the time I was working was, I don't have time. Oh, my work is too hard. I work 14 hours per day, blah, 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 blah. But now pandemic was a time where, for a couple of months, we had time. And then even more, because then the working hours, they were restricted after we opened. Yeah. So I had time eventually to structure it. Now it was about me. It was about, do I really want to do this or no? So, yeah. And then, of course, I want to do suit for men in general. This was always my first idea. I want to start to offer suit for men. Majority of my clients, they came from hospitality world, because through colleague, but actually also client of restaurant that I used to work, because I was a manager back then, GM. And then, you wear a suit, then it became my business card automatically. I will say, I love your blazer. Oh, wow.
So you just took that like a hook.
That's what I do. Yeah.
Your service.
And it was perfectly fine, because there was no conflict of interest with the industry. Yeah. One is food and beverage, and one is fashion. So
I love that statement, conflict of interest with the industry. I love that statement. And why do I say so? Anyway, we'll get back to this later on. Yeah. Because I have heard of Don Fiorito, and I have seen how it has grown from a one-person perspective to delivering product of its kind to clients out of UAE. Is that true? Do you serve clients out of UAE, or you only target the UAE market for Don Fiorito?
My first client was a guy from Canada. The very first client, one of the top clients that I still have today. So we serve Canada. I sold the suit in Ibiza, UK, Romania, French, Canada again, US also, Athens in Greece. I think we managed to through social media have a good approach on client that they live abroad. They follow the brand, they like the brand, they like some. They are my, in a way, friend of friend.
Yeah.
But yeah. I get client on two channels, personal brand and actual brand. So in a way or the other, we managed to reach all even people from Italy. I did some wedding in Italy, some event in the southern part of Italy.
That's amazing.
And I think I always try to keep as much confidentiality into the client as long as they don't want to, right? So
it makes sense.
I can't force my clients, hey, do you mind to post a story? Or hey, do you mind? I ask, of course, but then the relationship is
you don't want to compromise the relationship between your clients over
there is an
aspect, a social proof.
There is an aspect of tailoring that is very confidential, okay? It's like, okay, assuming you go to the barber, you sit there every week for an hour and a half, you talk with him, he knows your stuff. So you become friends.
Yeah.
You grow the relationship. With the tailoring, it's almost the same thing, because now, we become friends. I know your body type. I know what you're going through. I know your insecurity as well a little bit.
Yeah.
Because reality, also men sometimes they have some body insecurity. It might be a little belly or the sloppy shoulder or the big leg too big or the calf sometimes too big. All this sort of stuff. So some not all my clients they're very happy to go in camera. So that's why we sometimes yes there is some people that they confident they post story and then we'll be able to then reshare and say that we provide a suit in this sort of service. The worldwide market has never been my target for now. Our target to eventually to explore different market. We focus a lot on GCC. So yes, Saudi, Oman, Bahrain, Qatar, Kuwait, Egypt also. We have clients. And I think I like to keep in this part of the world specifically. Europe is not a market super interested at the moment, also because there is different culture, there is different people, and different type of clients. So yeah, I don't know if this answers your question.
That was amazing though. That was amazing. And aside of suits, do you do a complete set, like from suit to shirts to shoes? Because I think I was going through the social and I stumbled on your page. You mentioned about getting scarpe. Shoes. Yeah.
Obviously, the brand, we start from a point. I want to get very good with suit, and then suit for men, because for women is a different word, which we're gonna come very soon. But so suit for men, of course. Then shirt goes and complement. Shirt itself is a different word. Suit is a different word. So there is a different technique, different composition, different structure, different material, different technique of assembling piece. So each tailoring items require a specific master behind it. Okay, so at the moment the team that we have is a master cutter. Then I have a guy that does only blazer. Two guys actually now they do only blazer. One guy that does only pants. One guy that does only shirt. Plus one other guy that's joining very soon. So the team is getting bigger and bigger. Plus we have all supporting people that sometimes they come for extra. It depends on the work, but I try to keep the team on this scale of 5, 6, 7, 8 people now, where it's very dynamic. But they all know their own craft. Plus, of course, there is the experience of an Italian, the styling, the models, the design, the idea, the details, attention to all the minimal details. That once you put all this together, then you have an item. And so we start with suit. Now we're very strong on pants. We're very strong on shirt. Set. When I say set, yes, I mean I'm wearing now on. Obviously, I have a very. You see, when you see me, you need to wonder who's this brand, and that has always been my mimic. You're going around, you have a suit that is a little more punchy than the rest.
If I was from Nigeria, I would say you are dripping. You're dripping in style.
But what I have to do, so the aim is, I need you to come to me and say, hey, I love your style. I wouldn't wear it, but I love your style. That's it. That's an open statement that allow me to say, hey, I mean, this is what I wear as a color, but that's what we actually do. Send me a message. I can show you what we do. Follow my social media. That's what we do. So, because again, I'm a business card, right? So whatever I wear for me is what I do. Yeah. So that's why I like those sets, which they're a little more, I would say, egocentric, punchy in a way, but just again to attract client. And also, to be honest, I think they're very. This is the year of chromo. This is the year of monocolor. This is the year of one single piece. I would say I saw this a lot in many brands, and I think it's gonna keep on going for the next 6-12 months for sure. I find it very comfortable. I find it very easy to style also, because again it's one color. And again, super stylish. With this, you can present yourself in many different contexts. Not maybe on a corporate level, but I think. As the working environment is moving now, so you're looking at people working from home, working for a lobby, working from creative space. This is a perfect outfit that you can feel comfortable also wearing those sort of.
Because nowadays there's a lot of hybrid jobs. There's a lot of hybrid jobs, and people get opportunities like to work from wherever they wish to, because the world of internet is giving us that possibility
Yeah.
and that opportunity.
Yeah.
And when we look at Don Fiorito and as a brand, and we look at Emmanuel Fiorito as the owner of Don Fiorito, what advice can you tell out to the people who might be watching us and they are looking into taking that leap of faith, like to transition? They do have a business idea, right? But what advice can you give them, like some of the few steps which they can take? Remember, I told you, you mentioned something that was interesting. That was conflict of interest. Based on conflict of interest, what can you tell to somebody out there who you think might use that word of yours like a stepping stone to get out of that their prison of...
Yeah, look, who say this? I think one of these motivational speech sometimes you hear is, imagine you are on your deathbed and around you there are all the ghosts of the idea and the business idea you didn't initiate or you didn't take off because you were scared to take this leap of faith, and they look at you and say, we came to you because you could have brought us to life. But now you die. So this has always been in my mind. This has been always sticking to my mind and say, I know that way or the other, I have one life. That's for sure. That's a fact that we're gonna die one day, right? So my motivation and faith came out of my unhappiness. I love hospitality until a certain point. It satisfied me. I thought that hospitality was my career. When I reached close to a position that I was like, so this is where I go. This is where I need to be the next 20 years. I need to become like this manager or this environment. I need to work with these people. Nothing wrong. Don't take me wrong. But then I couldn't picture myself.
Yeah.
There's unhappiness there. Unhappiness is almost a good sign for you to say, let me review my life. Let me review my job, actually, right? So you have a great idea, but then you have a job at the moment, it doesn't allow you to execute the idea, right? So you say, what are the suggestions? These are my suggestions. First of all, you are in a very good spot now because you know that something is off. So for sure, you're not happy with your career. You don't see yourself progressing. You're not happy to go to work. And by definition, although these three things, they point you to a direction to say, you can't live like this. For you and also for the work, because they trust in you and they give you the chance to working for them. If you are not happy there, you should go. You should leave. You should take responsibility.
Yes,
that's what I always say. Like you should go. You should, like doesn't matter how much salary you get, how much comfort you have. Like many people
if
say,
that job satisfaction is not there,
many people say, maybe you could have stayed a little more in the job and then see how the business goes. And I was like, no, man, because deep down I feel like I'm cheating my actual job. I'm cheating every day. I'm going to sit in a meeting with my manager, but I'm not happy.
But your mind is somewhere else.
Like I'm dead. I'm not being honest, and that's not okay. That's not a value you wanna pursue. So to go back is put a plan, man. It's an escape plan. So okay, you have a prison now. We say prisons, and people call them golden calf for the salary, the job, the security. Great. Now put a plan. So action plan and say, okay, so what do I need for me to execute this idea, this business idea? Let's assume you are in an industry that there is no conflict of interest, because of course, if you want to open a restaurant and you are a waiter, there might be a situation where there is a little bit of friction there. So I presume that what you want to pursue, it doesn't affect your actual job. So put a plan, very simple, don't need 25,000 tasks. Put a plan and say, okay, this time, this day, this amount of money, that's what I need in order for me to try this.
To do the escape.
And then you want to make sugar coating and say, after you take this, it's going to be great. No, man. After you do this is the most easy part. Now you need to take a jump. If you really want to do this, if you feel that that's it, this is the thing, this is you will be successful. There is no plan B, there is no side track. There is maybe there is a pillow. Oh, maybe I can go back 10 that's not the right mindset. Your mindset should be, this is where we're going. It's gonna be hard, yes. It's gonna be difficult, 1,000%. It's gonna be raw, yes. You're gonna learn a lot of stuff, absolutely. You're gonna make a lot of mistakes, absolutely. But then at a certain point, I think if you keep on press on, man. It's a mathematical equation. As much effort you put in, as much effort you are gonna get back. Now, this is again a big description or law of it. But I think if you have a right product, you understand what you're talking about first and foremost. Is you make this become your industry. You know your people you are selling to. You know your value of what you are offering to the people. And more for the thing I said from the beginning, don't try to do for money. Don't try to match the salary you left behind for the business. Because then again, now you're gonna have, you try to serve two master. You can't serve two master. Now it's your business. That's a new. You start from zero. You know, like, okay, I left an industry of I left an industry of 20 years or 15, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, but now I'm starting from zero.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, I have a lot of experience, but now I'm starting from zero. This is scary, man.
It's scary.
Scary.
And
nobody should ever tell you that, oh yeah, you know, you go for it, you know, you just go now. Yeah. I believe that if you have a vision, you should pursue. But I believe that there is a way that you should go for it, right? Not everybody had the blessing to know from day one what they want to do. Some people I know, they say, hey man, this was it. I knew this, I was 13. Then I studied for it. And then now I'm living my dream because that's what I want to do. There's no other job I want to do. Some of us, they took a wrong maybe turn or towards a different school or a different job. We get comfortable 5 years, then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now after 10 years, 10, 15 years, the blessing came back, but now in a form of a change, a life change. And this is scary, man. Nobody should never sugarcoat this passage of realize that the life that you're living now at the moment, it make you unhappy. Nobody should ever say, this is the easy part. No, this is the scary part. Because you see everything under your feet just crumble away. You're worried, you're scared, what is going to happen? You don't have any skills because the only skill you have in this is industry. So nobody should ever say to you, oh, you should just go for it. Yeah, you should go for it. I do believe that you should go for it, but in a form of, with a roadmap that say, okay, good.
This is what I have to do. This is the strategy I have to take.
Which one are the skills that I need to learn? And from these skills, how can then, convert them into generate sales if you are survey, or how you can
to monetize it.
How you monetize. This all of this comes with a lot of mistake, with a lot of effort, with a lot of planning. You can just, again, there is an example of people that say, that's it, I'm willing to sleep on a floor, I'm gonna leave my
under the bridge.
Some people anyway, and I think this has been a conversation sometime, also with some friends, and say, in my mind has always been, hey, I will never go back to my previous industry because I want to make this business happen. But the question deep down, there is a part of me that say, are you actually willing to sleep in a car if things, they go very much south? How do I know? Maybe, things that go very much south all of a sudden, in 1 year time, you keep on investing into the business. The business doesn't work out for many reasons. And then, you find yourself in a very delicate and difficult position. Nobody should ever promote this. You should be smart. You should be smart enough to understand, what are the things that you need to twist and change in order to make the business successful. The most important thing is to keep the business alive.
Yeah.
So if you don't get enough, I'll say sales, you don't sell enough, it's because for sure there is something that you don't do right. And we know deep down, I think we had this conversation not long ago when we discussed about the client and to have maybe a different approach and sign up for 3 months or 6 months. That you have a routine.
Something.
I haven't done this at the beginning. Why? Because this and that. No, this for example, it took you a good 12 months for you to
realize. Yeah,
and that's how it is. That's the process. That's the process, man. Now today I can say, okay, I see somebody and say that's wrong. This is the process. 2020, when I see somebody with the suit, I'll say, the fit is good. Some of the
But
suit,
now you see more than just being good.
yeah. Now you strive for shape, for
Yeah.
a perfect model about this, about that, and the cut and all the
And you know
different things.
what you have just said, it's something that I also like have witnessed. When I never knew about cameras, or when I never had any idea about cameras, I used to see a picture as a picture. But when I get to know about cameras and flashlights and lighting with cameras, I don't look at the picture. I look at it like a painting. I look at highlights, shadows.
Of course. Of course.
And sometimes you find me on the street looking at a billboard and figuring out, like, just by looking at that billboard, I already see, oh, this is where the camera was placed. This is where the light was placed to capture this image like this. Just like you said, in 2020, you could see a suit and say, that's a nice suit. But now you don't just see it as a nice suit. You analyze, like, the
100%.
style that was taken to make this suit,
the
and
cut and this material, and
that's amazing.
That's
amazing.
the craft. And again, this process, it took me a little bit of time, and the shift. That's why I always emphasize on this. The shift up then back then, but then by the time we're getting very good at it, it took a little bit of time, took a little bit of patience, took a little bit of resilience. So keep on, go back to the whiteboard. It's okay.
Yeah.
This didn't work. This worked very well. Or this didn't work. Or this, this and this. And this is why, I saw a gradual growth of the brand, which brought us where we are today. That we get a bigger space. We invest in more machine. We invest in more. The full structure of the business now is much more solid because there was so much of study, so much of a twist, adjust direction, things to change, things to add, things to remove, things to never do again, things to keep on doing, and praise God for this. Yeah.
And also, before I even think of ending this podcast, I have two things I would definitely want to hear from you. Number one, we know how businesses struggle, and we know how businesses fight to see that payments can go through as a business. Now, I want you to like throw a highlight, like, what are some of the good or the most appropriate means for, let's say, a small business owner or an entrepreneur to employ to his skill in terms of payment? Because I know so many businesses, like, there are lots of businesses out there who will want to get the service, but they want to pay back through business accounts and so much more. Are there something you would like to talk about in terms of this phase?
But you mean in terms of a payment system to have in place, or
Payment system, like maybe company account, payment links, all those kind of things.
So let me give that you is a good roadmap that we want to give to people. Okay, so the first one, you understand that now we have an idea. Now the strategy is there, the direction is there. You start to take the step towards the idea. Now, when you want to call it business, you don't open a social media account and say, hey, I have a business. Social media sometimes can put us in a position to add more pressure and on us because now we want to tell people that we have a business. Social media is the last thing you should do for the business. Why I say this? Because prior to that, you want to go legal with your business. Means if you, especially in Dubai, if you have a great idea, you want to make sure now you protect, first of all, your name. So what are you doing and what's your industry? So you get a license for it. Together with the license, you're supposed to open a bank account that is linked to your business to make sure, again, that this is legit and you do everything as it's supposed to. Dubai is very good and offer a lot of training also for this sort of topic in general, but because the city is very energetic and supporting people that want to open a business. It's very dynamic on this. So you have a lot of company that they form you completely. So even for free, eventually you can go to one of the office that they provide license. You tell them exactly
what you want to do, then
I know, and then they guide you.
it give you
what
some.
need. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to open a side business, probably you don't need a visa. But then eventually, if you need a visa, then you need to add also a visa, and then also understand these, occupational card, insurance. I suggest, and any other things that the business required for you to be legal. Okay, because then you want to have a proper email. And you want to have a proper account where when I say
Where your
account,
clients can easily.
at the beginning you can do by
Yeah.
yourself, and again, I hope that everybody they go live, and with whatever service they sell or whatever product they sell, and they start to sell from the very beginning that they need the help. But at the beginning, I'll be honest, if it's depends what you're doing, but at the beginning maybe you can manage for yourself. When it comes down to accounting, that's what I did. I knew it about accounting, with a good Excel sheet. There is a lot of software now that help you, Keeper, Bookkeeper, that you put all your expenses, business expenses. You can link your bank account into it, so again, to understand your profit, to understand how much you spend, and also on. So this is where I suggest you focus on first and say, okay, now you're legal. Now I can say you are a business entity. Okay.
Yeah.
Then we go on social media, and then you do all the strategy of social media required. When it comes down to payment, now again, it depends on the service that you offer. In my case, we tend to do on 2 different payments, because the process for me to come and meet you for an appointment and then deliver a suit, it might take between 3 weeks, 4 weeks, sometimes even more. It depends on the business level. So we don't start to work if we don't get 50% advance. This is not about trust. This is not about
and also because you sell physical product.
We sell
that
physical product
requires resource.
Correct. No.
Yeah.
We have expenses that we need to put up front.
That's what I mean.
And then it's depend, of course, on the condition of the. But I
project.
personally, I'm not suggest anybody to start any sort of work if you don't get paid first, because things can change.
Well, I truly want to say whatever you have said is truly inspiring, and it's very motivational, especially for people who want to start their own business, especially for the fact that you could outline that part of payment and you not having a conflict of interest based on what you want to do. Now, before I end this show, before we end this podcast, what is that last word you want to tell to the people?
Your business is a reflection of you. That means you should be in the right position for execute and drive the business. So how do I personally do that? I'm very big on routines. I'm very big on, of course, I love to work out. I wake up very early in the morning because I want to spend time with God. For me, it has been a very fundamental for the business itself. Faith is a big part of my entire life in general, but the business for sure. But also mentally, get the right knowledge, surround yourself with the right people. This is how you see, as you see yourself flourish, then you see your business as well following you into this. So yeah, my last word would be, your business is a reflection of you.
Your business is a reflection of you. Like he said in the podcast, is his business card. So you see him, you see his business.
Also,
so
made for you.
Whatever you're planning to do, guys, make sure you are able to be the first point of contact of your business to clients and potential clients. And thank you so much for being here today, Mr. Emmanuel. I really feel like it has been a big time of discovery with you. And I want to tell you that whatever you do, the God that you serve will give you that breakthrough.
Amen.
Whatever plan you have for Don Fiorito, the God that you serve will give you that right mindset to see that you get to that point. And I truly want to have you here again.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
You need to get a bigger studio next.
yeah, I truly want to have you here again to tell me, see, the last time I visited you, we were at 1 million profit. But right now, we are at 10 million profit because growth is what we want to hear.
That's it.
Growth is the thing that growth actually makes us become more motivated.
Fit and rich.
Nice to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. And we will see you on the next podcast. I don't know who is our next guest, but let's wait and see.